something real quick. So is it okay if I taught you guys this book? Yeah, so
9.
you're 9 years old? Okay, so I wanted to show you guys this book called Sadako and the 1,000 Paper Cranes. So this little girl Sadako likes to run around a lot. She's very energetic, she likes to run and have fun. Sadako looked up at the blue sky over the place that she lived in Japan, Hiroshima. How about you, Nathan, Daniel, are you in sports by any chance when you play sports?
Used to play karate.
You used to play karate, and you know it means when you get a black belt and a different belt, you always advance to the next level. That was what Sadako wanted to do. She wanted to get to the next level and keep running and running because she had a lot of energy, but something happens along the way. Have you guys ever felt lucky before? Like, have you ever found a coin on the ground?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you feel lucky a lot, right?
I feel lucky a bunch.
You feel lucky? So I know you guys are kind of young, but do you know what you want to be when you grow up? Daniel, when you become older?
Attorney.
You want to be an attorney?
When I grew up, I want to be a police.
You want to be a police? Wow. That's what Sadako was feeling when she was running.
I cried.
You cry? Yeah, you cry when you feel painful, right? So Sadako's running, but for some reason it hurts her. So what do you think Sadako's goals were here? She wanted to run, right? Do you guys know what goals are?
Something that...
A goal like, say that your goal every night before you go to sleep is to make sure you eat and take a shower, right? That's something that has to be done, isn't it? So what if when you're in school, your goal is to make sure you get a good grade and you pass all your classes? Isn't that something that you want to do too? That's a goal, right? So how about you, Nathan? Do you have anything you want to do that you dream of doing?
I dream of...
No, yeah, when you're running, you're supposed to have fun, right? How about you, Nathan? Have you ever ran around the house, but does it hurt when you run?
No, I just run like 6 times.
But it's not supposed to hurt, right? When you do something, you don't do anything to hurt yourself,
My
right?
back doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's right, your back's not supposed to hurt. But for some reason when Sadako was running, she was hurting. So she woke up that morning feeling great. She said, I'm gonna go on a race. But then when she ran, she felt pain. They're not supposed to feel pain. Suddenly, everything seemed to whirl around her, and she fell to the ground. What do you think will happen to Sadako? Everything spread, there's smoke everywhere. What happens when people inhale smoke? Should we be inhaling nice, clean air or smoke?
Nice clean air.
Nice, clean air. So what do you think happens if we inhale smoke?
We would suffer and die.
Exactly. So that's what happened to poor Sadako. But the smoke that happened from the bomb that Hiroshima got, that Japan got, was invisible and people didn't feel it or smell it. And it was what you guys call radiation. She cried in bed and she's never felt so lonely. So why do you think she felt lonely and sad? Because she was
sick.
Because she was sick, yeah. Have you ever wanted to go to school so much and then your mom tells you stay home because you're sick, you're gonna get more sick?
She did that to me.
Yeah, and then you just want to get up and play, right? Because you feel sick, but you want to get up and play, right? A dragon's going to appear and grant you a wish. So what would be one wish that you'd want if somebody gave you a wish, Daniel?
Lots of Christmas presents.
Lots of Christmas presents, yeah. How about you, Nathan?
Bunch of cars.
Horses?
Toy cars? Yeah.
Cars. Oh, so you like cars. What was the story about again?
A girl that got sick, and then a friend told her that if you fold 1,000 the paper birds, then she'll get better again.
Right. So that was it. Now after 600 is 700, 800,
900.
and then
1,000.
yeah, exactly. See, 1,000. So she didn't get to make 1,000 paper birds, but then we're gonna make 2 today. So I'm gonna give you guys these 2 papers, and I'm gonna show you guys how to fold them. Alright?
Okay, you follow.
You have noticed it's a square? You're gonna fold it into a half triangle like this.
Okay, pull it back in.
If you guys can tell, I did that for you already. Now this next step is gonna be a little complicated, so I'm gonna do it here. You should hold it up like this, so it's like a letter V. Yeah, perfect. Just like that.
Can you follow me?
No, I don't know how to.
Here you go, Nathan. I'll help you.
Okay.
This right, Nathan? You're gonna turn it around, and then you're gonna do the same thing, so you have a diamond.
Ooh.
All the way up there? All the way, all the way? All the way? Yeah, just like that. And fold it down right Good job. Awesome.
Get it, Kuya?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Almost. Remember this end, meet it with that side. Put this end to that side. How are we doing here, Daniel?
Is it like this?
Let me see this again. I think it is a little closer. Alright, how are you doing, Nathan? Good? Alright. Now this next part's gonna be hard, so you guys gotta listen to me carefully, okay? Daniel, you're really smart. You got it down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Just like that, you got it. Good job, Nathan. Look at that, Nathan. High five. Give me a high five. Awesome. Just like that. Now, if you hold up your diamond, guys, if you hold it up, the bottom should be like walking feet. Can you? If yours can walk, you're doing it correctly.
You can walk.
Can it walk?
Good job.
Okay. We have this so far. So what we're gonna do is take this side here. We're gonna turn it inside out. So Nathan, if you're paying attention, we're gonna fold it inside out. You see what I'm doing here? Just like that. Wow, perfect. Yeah, it looks like a Batman, right? Makes you think of Batman?
I'm thinking of a normal bat.
Normal bat.
A normal bat? What does this look like to you guys? A
It looks
bird?
Not yet.
Mine looks like a shark.
So I want you guys, now this part is easy. So these up here, what do you think these up here are gonna be? The tail and the, so I want you guys to choose whichever side you want and just push down a head like this.
For the head. Nice.
And that is our paper crane. So our paper cranes should look like this right here. Show me your paper crane, Nathan. Awesome job, just like that. Yeah, so you guys know how to fold a paper bird now. So I have a question for you guys. So the little girl in our story spent her time folding these birds, right? When she got sick and they said she couldn't leave bed. Is that right, Nathan? Yeah. And you guys learned, I taught you guys how to fold the bird. Can you imagine folding 1,000 of these?
No.
It's so hard, right? But that was her goal. She wanted to fold as many of these as much as possible.
That's not okay.
Yeah, that's what it looks like right here in this picture. So she wanted to fold as many of these as much as possible because she wanted to get a wish. And what do you think her wish was?
To feel better.
To feel better, right? So what do you guys think? So if you guys have goals or you guys feel like you want to do something in life, do you think it's going to be easy?
No.
No, it's not going to be easy at all because Sadako tried to make 1,000 of these and she didn't have an easy time. She kept running out of breath. She kept getting sick. But that didn't mean she didn't kept on doing it. But in the end, she had friends who helped her do it too, right? So that was her mission, her goal. She wanted to fold 1,000 paper cranes and live. But that basically concludes what I wanted to teach you guys. It's just how to fold a paper bird, and I wanted to read a story to you guys. Hello, so for my final assignment, I decided to teach 2 kids about a book called Sadako and 1,000 Paper Cranes, which is a short story about a girl who has goals and ambitions, who loves to run and have a lot of energy. And she finds out that she was exposed to radiation from the bombing of Hiroshima in World War II. The story ends rather sadly, but it's a story about having goals and ambitions and knowing what you want to do in life. I chose this book because as a potential elementary librarian, which is what I want to teach, I figured that this book and the way that it was written would be a great example of an advanced book for children ages 3rd grade to 4th grade. So I taught the kids at the comfort of their own home, which I kind of thought was probably a wrong thing to do because they were so comfortable that they were sitting on the couch. They weren't sitting properly or straight, but I knew that they were both paying attention to me. Nathan, being the age that he's in, still he was kind of fidgeting, playing around, walking here and there. He just couldn't really sit still. But that wasn't really much of an issue because at his age, I don't really expect that. But I was impressed by how well-behaved Daniel was the entire time. And he was able to answer questions such as... How about you, Daniel? What are your goals? Something that you want to do. You said you wanted to be an attorney, right? So that's a goal. That's your dream.
Or not to be too lazy.
That's a good goal. See, that's a very good goal. Don't be too lazy. I bet your mom really likes that. One of the biggest things that I was worried about even as I read this book and I planned out the lesson plan was how am I going to get around the concept of leukemia and cancer and things like that, especially when kids are at that age and they don't understand the meaning of death and sickness and things of that nature. So if there's one thing that I learned about this final assignment that I did, is that you could be as prepared as possible. You could have all the lesson plans and the assignments set out and everything planned out. But on the day of, when you teach the kids, it's always going to be spontaneous, because you never know what those kids are going to be doing. You never know how they're going to react to the things that you present to them. You're always going to be unprepared the next day, because the kids are always going to be different every single day, no matter how much you plan. It's always going to depend on their moods and their feelings and how they feel for that day. So it's really all just a matter of being spontaneous and being able to work with the kids depending on their moods and their feelings for that day. But I was surprised at how very mature and very easy that Daniel, the eldest one, was about it. And I noticed as a teacher, on one hand, you think that it's a professional job and you're just standing up and you're talking to the kids, walking around the classroom. But there will be some moments where you're going to squat down, get down on your knees, get down to the level, and teach them things too. You're not always going to be standing up and telling them, you know, do this, do that. And that's exactly what I did. In the video, you'll notice that I was sitting down and presenting the book to them. But as we did the assignment and the activity, I went up closer to them and I got personal with them, and I taught them how to fold. And I got to be on a more personal level with them. Now, before I went ahead and wrapped up the whole learning lesson, I took the time to ask the kids if there's anything I could improve on, things that I could say if I talk too fast, which I know I normally do, and what I could do to improve myself as a teacher. And this is what they had to say for me. What do you guys think about how I teach you guys? Can I improve? Do you guys have anything for me? What you guys think I should do or shouldn't do? No, nothing, no suggestions. Do you guys have any suggestions for me to how to teach better? Did you guys feel like you guys learned a lot with this book? Yeah? How about you, Nathan? Do you think that you learned a lot? He's just happy with his bird. This lesson plan did get a little awkward for me, because I did have to touch bases with the concept of cancer and leukemia and death and other things that you ideally don't want to teach kids ages 5 to 8 about. You have to be careful with how fast of a pace you go teaching with your children, because you never know, if you go too fast, you might expose them to the wrong kind of concept that you wanted to teach them. And so I had to take my time and explain to them, without exposing too much, about the concept of leukemia and cancer and death and how you could die quickly from those things. And of course, you don't want to teach children about death. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, how can I introduce the idea and the concept of leukemia and sickness to these young children who probably don't even know a thing or two about death at all? Do you guys think Sadako survived to fold the paper cranes?
Yes.
Yeah? Why do you think that? Just a lucky guess, you just think she's gonna live? Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I could say in the story that a friend said that if you fold 1,000 of them, then you live.
So after I was done with reading the books to the children and asking them questions and helping them discuss things, I went ahead and took out the activity that we were supposed to do, which was folding a paper bird out of paper. So I explained to the children the concept of folding 1,000 paper cranes and being granted a wish, and how that was just a Japanese legend. But I compared that Japanese legend to the idea of having goals and ambitions in life, and I asked the kids what if they had any goals and ambitions and what they wanted to do when they get older. I explained to them that nothing comes easy in life, but it doesn't mean that it's not doable. So I compared that, and I explained the story about Sadako and how even though she knew she was sick, she still had a little bit of hope, and that she decided to make paper cranes and hope that if she did make 1,000, she could make a wish and she could become better again. She looked at the bright side in life, which is what I wanted the kids to understand. And that basically concludes my assignment. And I had a very good time doing this assignment, let alone working with the kids in general. This entire semester, even doing the volunteering that I had to do in between work and school, it was a very therapeutic relief for me, and I really loved doing it. And I could tell that this is going to be something that I love doing in the long run, just being with kids and, you know, being the one to influence them and expand their horizons and get them to think and, you know, help them to grow. And it's going to be something that I love to do in the long run. So I'm very glad that I took this class, because it showed me more than ever that I do want to be a teacher. I do want to be an elementary librarian. And that concludes my video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that my takeaways and my learning lessons from the story was thoroughly explained in this video. So I hope that you enjoyed watching my video, and I hope you have a good winter vacation. Thank you so much. Bye.